Hi, this is Thunder E from Booredatwork.com, and today we're doing the ultimate review of the Nokia Lumia 920. This is Nokia's flagship Windows phone, and it comes with a lot of features packed in there. We've got, of course, a new display, we've got wireless charging, we've got a new camera on the back, which you've already seen the review for that, and we've also got, of course, the poly-carbonate design and style in here. So let's see how well this phone fares with our review. Alright, so let's take a better look at our Lumia 920, which is of course a flagship Windows 8 device from Nokia, available exclusively in the US from AT&T. So we have the red Lumia 920, we had the cyan edition before. First thing you notice with the red, of course, is it is a glossy finish, so you can see all those smudgy fingerprints right there. Now here on the back here, of course, we have that well-renowned 8.7 megapixel PureView camera, which we did a review on the cyan version, that does a fantastic job taking photos. We do have, of course, our buttons, standard buttons, your volume rocker, power button in the middle, and of course your camera button. At the bottom you can see, of course, the micro USB port and the two speakers at the bottom, and you can see the fastened screws there at the edges. Nothing on the left hand side. You do have your 3.5mm jack on the top with your micro SIM slot. You can use a micro SIM, the SIM remover tool to take it out. And then you also have this lovely display. Now this is the 4.5-inch display. It's an upgrade from the 900. This also is a PureMotion HD Plus display, refreshes at 60 Hz, so which means you have a 720 display available here. You do have your touch sensitive buttons, and also this is a display that actually has a heightened touch sensitivity. What that means is that you can actually wear your gloves, any type of gloves, leather, cloth. You can also use a fork or a knife, and you can actually navigate with your device. I'm not saying you need to use a fork or knife, but just basically saying in the winter, if it's really cold, you need to take your gloves off to actually navigate with this. You've got a 1.9 megapixel camera in the front, and there's something cool I like to show you. And also, I forgot to mention, this also has wireless charging built in. So basically, you can actually use a wireless charging dock to charge your device, one either from Nokia or just a third-party one, a Q. Uses the wireless Q technology, which means actually if you have a Nintendo Wii and have one of those Nintendo Wii wireless chargers, this works with it too. So let's go ahead and power this device on, open it up, and this is the startup process. The reason why I want to show you this is actually I want to show you that you can actually restore your content from one Windows phone to another. Now the reason I say that is that we reviewed the Windows Phone 8X, and that device, let's see, how do you want to set up your Windows phone? Recommended, US Eastern Time. Next, that device, of course, we had downloaded lots of apps and we had backed it up, and we can show you here. We can restore our backup process. So I'm just going to sign in. See here, and it shows, if you zoom in closely, this is our previous device. It says Booredatwork 01. HTC PM233000. Last backup November 14th. Do I want to restore or don't restore? Start afresh. I want to restore, so I hit next. Blah blah blah. Next to restore. We're restoring your device settings. So what it does is it restores your text messages, your what do you call it again? Your apps, as well as your settings on your device. So while that's going on, let's show you some wireless charging. Very simple. This, as you can see, is a Nintendo Wii wireless charging board. It goes for like $29 or less online, and I drop it on there, and boom, charging done. Very simple. So basically, what Nokia has done is they've actually given consumers the option to use many types of devices to charge. Tools to charge their device. So of course I can use a micro USB if I want to, or I'm using wireless charging in this case, and that is pretty cool. And the fact that I could use my old Nintendo Wii wireless charger is great, because we all know that a lot of people are probably not playing with their Wii's anymore, and they have a lot of these kind of devices. You can actually use that for your Nokia Lumia 920, which is very nice. So this will take some time to set up. So we'll jump forward with the whole review. So you can see here, right now it says a lot of pending, which means it's downloading all those applications here. which is very nice and a very cool feature that Microsoft added to Windows Phone 8. So overall, I actually like that, and I like the fact that all my applications are backed up, and it doesn't matter whether it's applications here or it's games at the Xbox I have downloaded. You can see it's a couple of games I downloaded, you paid for, so it's easy to get all the stuff you have back, which is a good feature, and I'm glad that they've added that to the whole Windows experience, and I can get that with my Lumia 920. So the 920 is packed with a lot of features, and one of the things I like the best about it is actually, besides the camera, which we've talked about a lot, it's actually the display itself. It's got this PureMotion HD display, which is high sensitivity and got a great refresh rate, 720p, so you can see things in high definition pretty clear. What's cool about it is simply this. I mean, it's the fact that I can literally do this with my phone with a pen. The thing you do have to push down a little bit, but I can navigate, I can go in. The cool thing also, the touch sensitive buttons actually work with this. So I live in New England, so it's winter time. For me, it's very important that I state this, because you know what, I'm in the Massachusetts area, I wear gloves, and the fact that I can do this with my phone is very, very cool. The fact that I can use all the buttons, navigate my phone, go all around, is very, very nice feature, and I think this is very awesome. Yes, it might not apply for everyone everywhere else, but if you're in somewhere where it's cold, I think this works well. My gloves are pretty crappy. Anyway, so that's a feature that I like very well with it. The other thing to note is that Nokia has loaded this this device and the Lumia devices with lots of applications, which some are pre-installed, or you can get it from the Nokia collections. Words with Friends is exclusively available right now on the Lumia 920. You have Univision. You have so many applications you can go through. But let's take a look at some of the applications from Nokia themselves that are actually pretty key. Nokia Music is one. You do have Xbox Music, but Nokia Music provides free music for you, and also allows you to actually find shows and concerts in your areas. But you can actually save and download some of this. So if we go into the mixed radio here, we can see continue listening offline, sure, and we can go top charts. And you know what? Let's just pick pop charts, and you can start streaming music right away from your device, which is something I think that's pretty cool. You see, and I can go in here and I can make it available offline, and it's pending, but it should start downloading at some point, which means it will download and save that offline for me, which is pretty nice, and I like that whole. And you can also buy songs and buy music, so that's a very cool feature that I think that will add a lot to people. You also got the Nokia City Lens. Now, City Lens allows you to explore your area, and you can actually look around. You can see, as I'm looking, I can see different stores in the area. I can pan around, and I can actually go in. I can find the place, jump in location, and pretty much use this to the best of my ability. So that's something to take note, and I think a lot of people will admire and use, because it's fun and it's very simple. You've also got the Nokia Drive. We've done numerous reviews of Nokia Drive, and it's a very solid GPS system. We have actually set it up on this phone. We had another one, but it allows you can download offline maps. So basically, I can get started, I can download later, I can go ahead and download voice, I can manage my maps, I can get maps to download, which is very cool. You can add and choose maps from locations here, so I can download maps offline, and I'll still have maps to use even if I don't have a GPS service or GPS signal, if you will. And then finally, of course, you have two other things. I'll go into Nokia. That was I'll go into Nokia Maps proper. That was the Nokia Drive. Now the maps themselves, I've noticed mixed results. Initially, I couldn't find places in the area. I think they still are doing a lot of updates to it, so hopefully I will find, if I search for pizza, if it finds pizza in my area. So it did find one pizza joint close by, several pizza joints. Okay, so it's been a little bit finicky, even though that's not the case and shouldn't be the case for Nokia Maps. But in general, the map feature still works and works fine. What I do admire and like is the Nokia Transit. Nokia Transit allows you to search for transit locations and you can do a journey planner. You can do transit nearby. I can select a location, and I can find, and you can see it shows me different times and different ways to get there, and I can pick one, and basically it would tell me how to, and it's very, very cool and very simple application to use. I like the step-by-step process it actually uses, which is nice and fantastic to see. So that's something they've added there. And what you find with the 920 as a device is that it's one that actually gives you a lot of flexibility all around. So it's something that goes a long way. Another feature that I actually didn't show with the camera review is actually the cinematograph feature, which basically allows you to create a GIF or image, if you will. So if you go into your lenses, that's another application you can download from Nokia, and you can actually create a GIF of the image. So you can take a picture. So you see me, I'm just going to take a picture. Alright, and it says select pick areas to animate. So pick that, and pick that. And you can see it's animating the photo. See, it moves. Of course, it would be better if I did someone, but you can make animated GIFs and things like that. And you can also brush the areas, if you will, to reduce the animation. But I'm just going to keep that and save that. So that is another cool feature that Nokia has added. The Lumia 20 adds a lot of features to your device. Now, some people have complained that their 920s, they've experienced some battery drains. With my initial device, not so much. I did notice some battery drain. What I noticed that when I turned off my NFC, if we go into our settings here, this is just more like a public service announcement for you guys. So my tap and send feature NFC, once I turned that off, I was able to increase my battery life on the device. Let's go see where it's tap and send. I am losing it. There we go. So we can turn off tap and send, which will help reduce your battery life. So if you're facing such features, issues. Now, the couple of things here in the settings that you do have, of course, the display and touch allows you to adjust the sensitivity from high to low for your display. So it allows you to give you better sensitivity with gloves on that. You also have feedback. Nokia wants to get your feedback, so you can actually give them feedback directly from your device. So you can basically give them feedback to give them a score, explain why you give the score, so they know, and you can actually, which is pretty cool that a company's actually put this on devices, and it will just basically send a data burst telling Nokia this is what you think, and they can contact you if they need more information and all that fun stuff. That's pretty nice that they're doing something like that. You also have your Nokia account, which you can set up here, which will help link things like your Nokia Music and all the other kind of stuff that you have in there. You also have audio. Now, in terms of audio, you have people like Beats who have HTC, we have Beats audio, but here we have Dolby audio, and I can tell you, I was very, very impressed. Now, to activate it, of course, we just grab one of our headphones. You basically, sorry, I actually turn the screen off there. Basically plug in the device, and it gives you a full-fledged equalizer. So you can actually go through a couple of presets in there. Oh, you can keep whichever presets you want, and you can just mess around with it, and you actually get the exact kind of sound volume you want. And you can turn off your Dolby Digital here. So let's see if we have Nokia Music still saved in through here. Not so much. So we can head back to Nokia Music. Excuse me. So my battery is dying, so I'm just gonna place it on here and charge this bad boy up. So I can go in back here, hit play. So it's playing off there, and I get the full Dolby Digital sound as well as my custom presets and all that fun stuff. But again, you can see the wireless charging off the bat. I just placed it on the table, and these are the kind of features that I like with the device that makes it very easy and simple for someone to actually use and manage. Now, a lot of people talked about the weight and say it is heavy. I'm sorry, it isn't a heavy device. Yes, it's not as light as your iPhone 5. It's not as light as your Galaxy S3, but this is a device that has some weight, that has some style to it, and actually feels very comfortable. I wish it was matted. That's my one beef with especially with the styling colors, is that I wish it had a matte finish like the cyan and not the glossy. But overall, I still love what I'm getting from Nokia here in general. There are things that I wish they would still make some changes and improvements with. I wish the camera had a higher megapixel rate, even though 8.7 it does a very good job, pretty much the best on the market. But I just think we should be pushing higher. In general, I like what Nokia has done here. I think they've added a lot of features for consumers. You have wireless charging, you have free music play, you have mapping features, you have a city lens, you have a lot of features that they're packing. So I think they've done a good job in putting a lot of things together. So let's go ahead and round up this.
We've spent a good amount of time with the Lumia 920, and first off, guys, this phone is not heavy. I don't care what other people say. The 900 was heavier than this. I think this is a well-weighted phone. Yes, of course, it's not as light as the iPhone 5, the Galaxy S3, newer devices, or even the Windows Phone 8X, which is super, super light. But this feels like a phone that when you drop it, it's not going to break. And trust me, it probably won't. The others probably might damage. So that being said, a couple of things that I didn't like too much. Of course, the coloring. I like the colors. I just don't like the color finish. I don't like the glossy finish. I wish it was all matted all around for all the different colors. But that's something beside the point. Now, in terms of what Nokia has done here hardware-wise, they've given us a much faster, better high-def display, great refresh rate. Again, you saw it works well with gloves, so you can use this in the winter. You've got a very, very, very good camera, one of the best cameras in the market, I think, with the 8.7 PureView camera. You've got wireless charging. We saw that we could easily just plug in, put it on top of our remote charger, and it would charge. Now, granted, of course, that doesn't give you a very quick charge, just to let you guys know. So you can definitely pick up one from Nokia or from a third party, which is interesting and something to take note. Nokia Music works very well. It's a very good additive there. Those slew of software that Nokia has put into here is great. The one thing I didn't like, of course, was Nokia Maps. Maps itself, not navigation, it was a little finicky in finding locations and places, so it's something to take note. But overall, as a device, if you're an AT&T customer or if you're looking to switch, this is definitely a device to get. I'm a regularly T-Mobile customer. I'm looking to pick up the international version because I really like the phone. I really like the features that have been packed in here, and the slow software Nokia has put into it's been fantastic. It's a very comfortable phone to use and handle. The display is just very, very vibrant. Again, you do have all those features packed into it. So I think Nokia has done a good job with the hardware here, and I think it's done a good job with the phone. I think this will, hopefully you can do a good push on it too. But overall, I like the Lumia 920. So if you guys have any questions or any comments, let us know. Don't forget to subscribe to all our pages on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. It's all Booredatwork.com. So this is Thunder saying thank you, and always enjoy entertainment.